So I played the original Last of Us. I did not play The Last of Us 2, but I saw a lot of hatred towards the plot. And once I heard about the plot, I can only agree that I'm not the biggest fan of it. And I'll ask Pete his thoughts on the plot because I didn't get to summarize it with him. So basically, in The Last of Us 2, um, a couple years passed. Ellie is more closer to a young adult. You know, she's not like a 14-year-old as far as I can tell. I don't know what happens in the beginning, but essentially, you know, hijinks happen. They establish the characters, and again, you play the game as Ellie in the beginning. She has relationships. They have their settlements. You know, they have their people and such, and like hijinks happens. You know, we're introduced to this other character, and Joel, the previous protagonist, ends up saving this character. It's a very muscular woman named Abby, and it's a reveal. Okay, so let's do it chronologically, how the game actually outlined its plot to see if it makes any sense. So Abby, so you take control of Abby, from what I can tell, and Abby. So Joel and his brother reveal their identity. They reveal their settlements. They reveal way too much information
To Abby?
to Abby and her group of survivors.
Okay.
And right off the bat, that's kind of odd because Joel is like a hardened survivor, and his brother even more so. His brother in the first game literally was like fighting off like rebels and like crazy people, like in his own little settlement.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like these guys are not like casual talkers. They're not going to reveal their names and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. So it's uncharacteristic of them, but you know, it's a high octane moment. They saved a life. They assume, hey, if we saved your life from dying, you're not going to hate us too much. You know, bold assumption, I know. So they reveal all that information, and then you proceed to play as Abby. You take control of her, and she proceeds to kill Joel.
This was the protagonist, right?
No. Ellie is the protagonist.
Oh.
Abby is this new character you just saved.
Joel was the protagonist.
Joel was the previous protagonist that you spent like 40 hours playing.
So they killed this dude off.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the game.
Roughly, yeah, in the beginning, early beginning.
Kidding me?
No. And do you want to know how?
No, I don't know if I necessarily want to know
Probably
how.
don't. It's the most.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to know how if it's gruesome.
No, the game entirely is gruesome. Like when asked about the game, Naughty Dog, the developers, they said we don't consider this a fun game. It's more of an engaging game. So they were adamant at refusing to call this game fun. Like fun was not a word they wanted to associate to this game. And you can tell the gameplay is a lot more gruesome. Like every time you kill someone as Ellie, it's much more violent. Like you'll have like a shiv in your hand, and you'll like.
Okay, let's not.
Okay. It's very much more bloody, gruesome, well animated, for better or for worse.
I'm just gonna say I'm not a big fan of. I don't know. I'm not a big gamer in any way, but like, it's not like I don't have a stomach for that stuff. I just don't find it entertaining in any way.
Well, because they don't portray it in like a cool like Hollywood style.
Why would it? Hollywood doesn't portray it cool either, dude.
Yeah, they do.
No, like,
if it's choreographed, listen to me, Pete.
Gross,
listen to me, Pete. If you're fighting, listen to me. Listen to me, Pete. Audience, for all the gamers listening, please tell me you get this reference. Imagine you're playing as a cyber ninja, right, with an electro sword, and you're fighting a giant metal dinosaur nuke.
You sound like the biggest.
And you're cutting it up with your like sword, and you're like running up its arm and jumping off of missiles. You don't think that's cool, Pete?
No.
What? Why not? That's cool. It's so over the top. Like that's never gonna happen in real life. So you can just appreciate the spectacle. Last of Us 2 is not a spectacle. It's just real life. And anyone who plays a game to emulate real life is kind of.
Well, humanity's jacked up in its own sense. So
yeah, but like. I play video games to escape real life, not go through it again.
Just buy yourself a VR headset and escape for real, bro.
They haven't made any VR games that good yet.
Okay, fair So continue with the plot.
Okay, so you take control. So they're literally making you play as this new character called Abby, and you proceed to kill the protagonist, and you don't get a choice.
Story,
Joel.
Jesus.
In front of Ellie, by the way. So Ellie's watching, and Ellie's screaming at like the top of her lungs is to stop, and she doesn't.
This is awful, man.
It is awful. I know. And so you don't know anything. As far as I'm aware, I haven't played the game, so I might be 100% wrong. But as far as I'm aware, you don't even know why Abby is doing this at that point. Like you're just picking up this character you just met that you saved the life of, and you proceed to beat and kill the character who saved you, ironically enough, who was also the protagonist who was beloved by many. So now, and for whatever reason, Abby decides not to kill Ellie and Tommy, the brother, for what I don't know what possible reason you could have for killing like someone right in front of. You're killing the father figure of someone while they're watching, and you don't kill them. Seems like an amateur mistake, I know, but it's just weird. It's just weird. But whatever, it happens. And now Ellie is on a quest for revenge. She is going to avenge Joel's death and go after Abby and all of her gang members, all her family members, and she's going to kill them all.
Interesting. And that brings us to the real topic.
No, that's not it.
Almost.
Yet. That's not it.
I said almost.
Almost. Good save. So Ellie brings her girlfriend, along with the rides, because, relationships, loyalty, whatever. So you're bringing your character along, and hijinks happens, and you proceed to murder everyone. Everyone in that group, which were known as the Fireflies, by the way.
This game just sounds so graphic, man. Like,
well, not all at once. It's slow. You're not killing everyone. You know what they also do?
I'll never understand the fascination with games this graphic, honestly.
This graphic, I don't either. I prefer cartoony, because I can distinguish reality from not reality. You know what they also do? They do one of the most cheap tricks, writing tricks. They make, when you're playing as Abby, they make you play with the dog, her dog, right? Like you're playing catch with the dog, right? You're like interacting with the dog, having a lovely, fun, good time, right? And then Ellie meets her dog.
Oh no.
Yeah, and you can
Don't
see.
say anything,
I won't say it, but like you can get what happened.
Don't.
Yeah, you get it. And once again, you're not given a choice. This isn't like the developers are letting you decide what to do. The developers just decided, yeah, this is something Ellie would do. And it's just like,
yo, these people that made this game really
they missed the mark.
They've got some anger issues, I think, to say the least.
I don't know about that. There were some articles, but I don't know the truth. Anyway, it's revealed to us that Abby is actually the daughter of one of the doctors who was about to operate on Ellie. So, but this comes after you kill the character. So this isn't like something prefaced. This is something you find out later, after you already hate this person's guts. You want this person to die, right? If they kill your father, it doesn't matter what.
So, wait. So she got rid of Joel before she found out that.
No. She knew. She knew. Okay. But it's revealed to us, the player. We never knew why Abby killed Joel until after she kills Joel. And I'm gonna criticize this after I summarize the plot, but so that basically that's how you're told the story is. You're forced against your will to play as a character who kills a character you love, no choice. Then you proceed to play as Ellie. Hijinks happens, and you proceed to kill everyone in the group of Abby's group, right? And and throughout the game, Joel taught Ellie how to play guitar, right? And there are several moments in the game where Ellie's like, you get a brief pause from all the gore, and you're just strumming the guitar, right? So now, it's the end, It's you versus Abby. You lost everything. You lost your father figure. You lost your girlfriend. You lost everything.
Oh, wait a sec. Did what's her face? Abby, did she kill Ellie's girlfriend?
I don't think
in
no
this
no
game?
Abby I don't think killed her, but like I forget if the girlfriend's name is Dina, I believe. I don't
It's messed
remember.
up, man.
I don't remember if Dina was killed or if she just left because she got sick and tired of following Ellie on this revenge story. Because it wasn't like her decision, you know. Would you follow someone like maddened by revenge who just keeps killing and
No,
killing?
not at all. But we'll talk about that after this.
That part's not
synopsis.
important. That part's not important. Essentially, you lose your girlfriend, you lose your father, you lose everyone and everything in your quest for revenge, and you've killed everyone in
And
that
everything.
group and everything. Yeah.
Go on.
You did everything. You destroyed everything, and now it's the final confrontation. It's the moment you, the player, and Ellie have been waiting for. It's you, Ellie, versus Abby in like some lake or something, in a foggy lake, and you're both bloody, and you are. It's gruesome. There's like knives.
Why do you
there's
have to be
fist
so
fight.
graphic?
I'm
with
not
your
even graphic.
description?
I'm not even going into the specifics,
I'm
right?
imagining it nonetheless, which means everyone's listening just can imagine it.
Well, I said spoiler alert, so if you don't want to listen to what The Last of Us,
Oh my god.
so you're fighting her, and for whatever reason, and within the fight, you're like strangling her. Ellie is strangling Abby and like drowning her, and Abby proceeds to bite off like 2 of her fingers.
Oh, dude, why?
And so that happens, right? And then after everything you've been through, all the violence, all the gore, all the vengeance, you know what Ellie does at the end? This is middle of the fight, right? You're like fighting.
I don't even want to guess, man. I'm horrified by this game already.
So
just lay it on me.
she walks away.
What do you mean she walks
She doesn't
away?
kill Abby, and just leaves her. She said, "All right."
So what is this other person is just sitting by this lake or like knocked out, half conscious?
No. They're like awake, right? But Ellie's just like, I don't know what happened. She's just like, I'm done. And she walks away. And that's The Last of Us 2. So you can imagine.
What?
You can imagine the backlash,
What
right?
is? Okay, now I'm real confused because you just had this whole game with this 2 people hell bent on getting revenge,
One mainly.
but
The girlfriend was just there. She wasn't the one killing.
no, I'm talking about Abby, dude.
Oh yeah, Abby.
2 people hell bent on getting revenge.
Yeah. One succeeds.
And like, yeah, one succeeds. The other one, that's, I guess, in some sick, twisted way, justified despite all the bloodshed that she had caused. What, dude? Oh my gosh, man!
So you can imagine the amount of hatred towards this game that like happened, right? Because like, just look at your reaction, right? You don't have any associated video games, and you're just like, what kind of ending is that?
Dude, like, I can write a better story in 2 days than that.
Like, here's the thing.
That's so absurd.
And I guess the moral is like the endless cycle of revenge and how revenge is bad. And a lot of video game critics that aren't like the mainstream media that are bought out, they say this. It's like, listen, we know revenge is bad. We get it. You don't need to ham fist it every single time, And I don't know if it's important to tell you this, but Ellie doesn't take really satisfaction in what she's doing. Like, she's really horrified in her actions, but she's really hell bent on getting to Abby. And when she's killing these people, it's more like they're getting in her way. Like, it's not like she's not like she's a murder machine, but like she's not taking any pleasure in it. Whereas Abby was taking sadistic pleasure in what she was doing.
Oh.
So like.
They're like, yeah, I guess they're still trying to keep a good relationship with, like, the player and the protagonist.
Yeah, but like,
despite
they
the
forced you to do
unethical
horrible things.
Yeah, the just purely unethical nature of this game entirely.
Ethics have nothing to do with it.
I mean,
what you think Shakespeare or the Oedipus? No, not Oedipus or all those Greek epic stories. They're filled with tragedy and horrible stuff.
yeah.
So you can't like be like, oh, this is bad. It's like it's been bad for years, for centuries, for millennia.
Yep.
Because bad stuff
I'm
is
not
cool.
denying. Bad stuff is cool.
I mean,
No. I think bad stuff is entertaining.
yeah, it's always
That is the
It's-
horrifying reality.
It's always the expression. It's always like funny when it's someone else. It's like, yo, Pete, calm down.
Oh, I'm dying.
Not like Abby though.